Good afternoon. I would like to talk about my experiences with GeoGebra and then also outline some work on STEAM education. So I just share my screen and start my presentation. Great. So thank you very much for the invitation for this conference. And I'm very happy to talk about my experiences with GeoGebra and STEAM education. So in my talk, I will mainly talk about my background and then what I'm planning in with regard to integration of technology and then also integrating arts and different kind of subjects into education. So I will talk about the background, what I'm doing, and then also I will outline some of the research what we are doing in the Linz School of Education in Austria. So first of all, I would like to give you a brief introduction of my background. So I'm originally was a mathematician working on numerical analysis and then later changed to STEAM education and working with technology integration and also with GeoGebra. But currently, I'm working in the Linz School of Education with my colleagues, Markus Hohenwarter, and then also with the GeoGebra team. And I'm leading the doctoral school. So we have more than 40 PhD students in Linz. And this doctoral school is based on my experiences with my work in the University of Cambridge, where I was working for more than 13 years. And we are organizing this doctoral school both in Linz and online. So then the students, half of them are in Linz, half of them are online. And we are very happy to host students from all over the world. So we always have visitors, both students and then also professors from different parts of the world. So if it's possible, we would like to host you in our program. But also in Linz, we have not only the doctoral school, but we have different centers. We have centers for computer science education, for STEM education, and then also the FLEAM project, which is integrating GeoGebra into the national curriculum. But also you hear the other presentations with Professor Markus Hohenwarter and the GeoGebra team, who is looking at the development of GeoGebra from different perspectives, and I will give you some of the work that we are doing. So GeoGebra is now used by more than 100 million students and teachers around the world, but because it's an open source community, everyone is contributing. So it's used from all ages, from primary school to university, even in kindergarten as well. But also GeoGebra have a large number of materials which is shared on the GeoGebra materials platform. And then also we have a large community. But the other speakers talk about more GeoGebra. And I would like to give you a kind of introduction to STEAM education, mathematics and STEAM education from different perspectives. So what we are trying to do with our research to integrate technological innovations, pedagogical innovations, methodologies, and then develop new theoretical frameworks and methodologies to do this. But then this is a quite complex endeavor, so it's not only two-dimensional, but more than three-dimensional. But of course, these three-dimensionals could be done with, for example, with 3D printing, and I will give you an overview of how we are developing this kind of technological, pedagogical, and policy innovations in our team in Linz. So And then this part of my presentation is about my examples of the different innovations, what we are doing and the research. So first of all, I would like to talk about creativities and innovations. So creativities are very important part of education, but many times it's just getting lost. So what we try to do to reintroduce creativity into classroom teaching and then also classroom practices. How to do this? We are looking at it from a transdisciplinary perspective. So we are trying to connect different subjects with the technology and then also with the different innovative approaches. So essentially what we are doing in our doctoral school is creating the conditions and the environments to develop these creativities for these educational innovations. So then this is one, but I will give you some outlines first from the technological perspectives, which you will also hear from the GeoGebra team as well. So one what we need to do is develop technology for all devices. So now most of the work is done is on mobile devices, not on tablets. So it's available everywhere. And then also then the team is developing the GeoGebra Classroom, which is creating an online virtual environment for students to collaborate, and then also the teachers can follow this. We try to see that how we can evaluate the quality of these materials. So my previous students, Barbara Lichtenegger, wrote her dissertation about the evaluation of different learning environments. We try to use sensors, use the sensors of the mobile phone to be able to collect data and use this data for different investigations. But what I would like to highlight is the augmented reality application, which I will talk more about later, to use in this augmented reality, where we can place different objects into the classroom, and then also we can just walk around, or students can walk around, and then they can model the environment. I think you will see many of these examples, but what we try to do is trying to research that how we can use in this kind of environments in the classroom, and then used in this modeling in the classroom. So then this is one example, or we can just put mathematical objects and then have the students explore these mathematical objects in the augmented reality environment, and then you will see more examples for it. But we are focusing our research on this area. The other important part on what we are doing is 3D printing in education. So we are trying to connect with 3D printing companies, and then also trying to create the different kind of physical prints of different works. So in then that case, we can bring actual physical elements into the classroom, and then also we can develop practices of students to model, and then also use 3D printing, because it will be a very important part of education as well. So also we are trying to connect with artists. So I will show you some examples that how we can connect arts and mathematics and different subjects as well. We are also working with artificial intelligence, which you will be hearing more about, the different learning models, that how we can enhance the learning environment of students. So we have the different kind of tasks to integrate it into the classroom, and the other speakers will talk about it more. Same with the GeoGebra notes, where you can create a project, a canvas with GeoGebra notes, with GeoGebra files, with writing and videos and so on. So you can create a collaborative environment for students. And then finally, there is a possibility to create connected learning environments with high quality materials. So then these are some of the technological innovations which my colleagues will talk more in depth. But I would like to give you some of the pedagogical innovations that we are working mostly in our doctoral school. And I will highlight some gamification, culture, arts, and in different parts. But I think then that's what you can find interesting, and then hopefully you will be able to join us and then contribute to this work as well. So first of all, I would like to talk about gamification. So gamification is a very important part of everyday life. So, and then there is gamification all around us. And my students in Uruguay are creating a gamified environment where students and teachers can collect, for example, badges and points and stars, and then working together in this kind of environment. So together with my colleague in Turkey, we try to create a new gamified environment with a project. So essentially last week we had a meeting about it in Finland to create a gamified interface for GeoGebra, and then you will experience this later. Another important part besides gamification is games. So we try to create games which are both physical and digital, and then connect these environments for the games, and then try to see that how we can develop different skills of students. But what we realized then that these games is not only we can design, but students and teachers can design their own games as well. So what we are trying to do is trying to create a new era of manipulatives when the physical and digital games can reach each other, and then we can use in this environment for teaching and learning with a connected manner. So we have lots of examples. So I will share this presentation, and then also you can find all the materials then that you can print or use in the classroom about these games. So I will send you the links for all of these environments, and then you can find everything on the GeoGebra materials platform. But we are also working with game designers. So for example, in the Logifaces game, so this is a game then that you can find on the GeoGebra materials platform too. It can be, it's a physical game, but also we can play it in the GeoGebra environment. So the task is to create a continuous surface from these 13 prisms. And then this is a very successful game, and then I highly recommend you to try these games. So what we try to do with our team is to develop these new games, and then try to create these creative environments with the students. But also, what we try to do is just coming up with simple examples. So, for example, this is an example of dividing a cube into equal volumes, and then we created a competition, and these are some results of this competition from the students. So they can create infinite many divisions of volumes and then submit it, and then we can print it, or they can print it for themselves as well. We are also trying to use this in teacher education. So for example, this is a game for a Voronoi diagram. So it's a two-dimensional Voronoi diagram, but we can create a three-dimensional game from this Voronoi diagram. And then this was one of the results of our teacher training course. Or my student Eva Obrich, who is working on 3D printing. So we created a competition for cookie cutters. So in then that case, we can teach geometry and then also modeling, and then we can use these cookie cutters to bake some cookies and then eat mathematics together with the students. We also try to teach the students the whole 3D printing is working. So we are working on manual 3D printers. So students assemble a wooden 3D printer and then work with the students on these materials. My other previous student, Ben, created a game, which is very exciting because there are physical elements which we 3D printed and then also augmented reality elements. So the students have to use the solution for both for the augmented reality and the 3D printed materials as well. All of these resources are available on the GeoGebra materials platform. Or my student from Indonesia is looking at micro games. So micro games are just very short games which could be played. So if you are searching for Imam or micro games, you will find a huge collection of micro games where students can just work and practice with these games for a short period of time. And these micro games gives the opportunity to introduce a new topic, but also enabling students to focus, to be in the classroom as well. So these are micro games, but also we can use different games. So then this is a game that we are using, and then we are also authoring a book on Polyuniverse. So then this is and then the Polyuniverse game, which is making the different parts of mathematics and arts connected with geometry and combinatorics as well. So you can find some simulations of this game on GeoGebra as well. And then more recently, we started to work with some artists and mathematicians to develop, and then they developed a game for the 100th anniversary of Mondrian. So probably you've seen some of Mondrian's work before, and then this game enables in different ways of teaching mathematics. We just recently had a workshop in the New York Mathematical Museum on the work of Mondrian. So these were some examples of games, and I would like to introduce some of the cultural aspects in which we can use for teaching mathematics and different sciences. So as I mentioned before, we really would like to work on physical and digital work, and then trying to connect the physical and the digital environments. So Shireen, my student from Egypt, is working on how to connect architecture with the physical and digital environment. So we are developing a new dashboard where we are creating examples from which teachers can choose to do modeling for different ages, for digital and then physical platforms, and then also can choose the different kind of architectures they want to model in the classroom or outdoor or online or in a museum environment. So this dashboard will assist teachers, and then from this point, then we will be able to develop further development of this kind of work as well. So we try to connect GeoGebra and then also architecture. So these are some of the work of students who are creating models of different ancient and current architecture as well. Very similarly, in Luxembourg, my student Ben is working on on modeling architecture in the outside, but using then the software called or the app called MedCityMap. So you can create digital trails in the cities, and the students walk around and then have different tasks to model mathematics and architecture around their cities. My other student Matthias is also doing modeling of architecture in Uruguay, using very interesting shapes and objects. Or my previous student Kyong is looking at astronomy, mathematics, and 3D printing, and also augmented reality to connect ancient architecture and astronomy and mathematics. Similarly, my colleague Noah Dana Picard from Israel is using modeling of Jewish architecture, and then introduce it to students who are able to learn only mathematics through religious studies as well. My other student, Jose Manuel dos Santos from Portugal, is looking at cultural elements from the language point of view. So there are some Portuguese-speaking countries like Brazil, Portugal, Angola, Cape Verde, where we can find lots of very interesting cultural elements, and then we can use it for mathematical learning as well. Or my student from Indonesia is looking at Indonesian culture and then utilizing the modeling aspect. So, for example, shadow puppeting, or different kind of patterns, and then using these kind of elements to introduce them into the classroom, and then using GeoGebra in a hybrid environments to do this kind of modeling. My other colleague, Adi, from Indonesia, is developing hundreds of different trails across Indonesia for students and teachers to create in these mathematical trails, and then used in this kind of architectural modeling of, for example, religious objects or architecture and then explore mathematics across the different islands of Indonesia. We are trying to look at also new technologies. So new technologies includes robotics. We have different robotics projects. We try to connect robotics with 3D printing using GeoGebra as well. So we just had a big project in Montenegro where we introduced 3D printing for teachers and students across different countries. We started to work with laser cutting. So we just got a new laser cutter, and then we are trying to utilize these laser cutters for different modeling as well. So then this is an augmented reality application which we can utilize for teaching mathematics. Another important part in which we try to look at is the different environments and the media that students and teachers are encountering every day. So for example, silent videos, we can create short videos with students, and then the students have to become a YouTuber to explain these videos to each other or to the teachers. So Bea, my student in Iceland, is working on different YouTubing exercises for students to work on different tasks. Or we can use mathematical means. Julia, my previous student from Italy, is looking at mathematical means, and then we can teach the different kind of objects and then in different kind of mathematical topics with these mathematical memes then that we can utilize in the classroom as well. my other student, Fadlan, is also looking at different media. So, for example, digital comics, which could be used to explore different social scientific issues, and then used in these comics to educate students and then develop different projects as well. As I see, I'm running out of time. I will talk a little bit about arts and in education. So we try to connect also GeoGebra with music. So my student Lajos is working on an app to teach mathematics through music, or you can use sounds in GeoGebra. You can find the work of Oi Mei from Singapore to depict sounds with the GeoGebra. Or we had a project when we teach computer science and music. So students are DJing and then learning computer science through this kind of work. So we try to reach out to girls. So we are developing 3D printing jewelry, and then also working with different kind of origami exercises to work with the students, and then doing research on all of this kind of work as well. Just to give you an example of mathematics and the arts, my colleague in Finland and in Brazil, Christoph and Diego, we have been developing a project to model the geodesic dome, which is a very important aspect, a very important shape in mathematics and in architecture. And then we can build this dome, but also we can model this dome with GeoGebra. So in that case, students will be able to explore the different shapes, the different symmetries and objects, and then used in this for further mathematical exploration with these ideas as well. But in Finland, they built the world's largest geodesic dome from ice, and then this became a kind of national project when 7,000 students were involved, and then also brought it into the classroom with exploring different architecture and then origami as well. But at the end, we thought that it would be fun to use like mathematical hairdressing to introduce arts and mathematics into the classroom as well. So some more examples I would like to give you. So for example, this is laser cutting art. So we can just use a laser cutter to use this kind of work as well. We are working on mazes and then connecting history and mathematics. But what is a very interesting activity is to create your own maze with augmented reality, and then everyone can explore their own mazes. So you can find these mazes as well, and then of course you can 3D print these mazes and the solutions as well. So we work with different arts. So for example, mandalas, which is a part of every culture. So we are creating mandalas by drawing, but also we can create mandalas with vegetables, and then we can eat mathematics together with students. But of course, we can explore it with the technology as well. So I think I can continue for many different ways. So maybe I just give you some more examples. So for example, we worked with a software with my colleague Zoltán Kovács on fractal arts. But before I finish, I would like to give you some examples of mathematics and dancing. So when we try to connect dancing and mathematics, we just started different projects with movement, and then also coding and dancing, and then also any kind of hand movement then that you can integrate into education then that is a possibility. But we also try to connect dancing and music, dancing and physics. So a student from Mexico is creating dancing projects with different kind of work, but also we can do the different kind of dancing objectives with students as well. So I have lots of examples, but I think I'm running out of time. So I hope I will send you this presentation, and then hopefully you will be able to find some other interesting examples. So I would like to give a thank you for the end of the presentation. And if you have any questions, then please let me know. There are many more examples and then ideas in which we are working on. And then we are very happy to host colleagues and PhD students in Linz. So just please get in touch with me, and then we would be very happy to collaborate and then also introducing new research ideas. And we have lots of publications. So I will send the links of publications to the group, and then looking forward to having your questions in the discussion. So thank you very much, and hope to see you in person as well.